What is going on, everybody? Let's give a little update on how the off season is going, and I want to talk about one main idea that gets most players when they're trying to improve. Hey everybody, Scott Hogan coming at you. We are chasing the off season. So episode 3 of this, I want to talk a little bit about an idea that I see when I'm working with players that really can get them. Before we get into that, I'm going to have my ebook. A long time ago, I did write an ebook. I am giving that away for free down in the description below. I think it's going to be a great tool. It's something I was having my students read for their practice, and so they could start understanding what this journey was going to be like. I think that's more appropriate than ever now as we're getting into the off season. So I'm linking that down below. It is 100% free. You can check that out and download it. I will link that down below in the description below. So how's the off season been going so far? So as we talked about in previous episodes, I got fit for clubs. So I got some Golf 70 irons, driver, and wedges, and I got a chance to actually take them out and play, which I wasn't expecting because, you know, it was getting to the end of October, but the weather has been so great. We actually got a chance to go up and play in Michigan at Arcadia Bluffs, which we played the South course and the Bluffs course, which are both top 100 courses, which was awesome. We also played a course called Crystal Mountain, which was a lot of fun as well. And I got to say, the clubs held up awesome. The first day at the South course, it was a little bit, you know, getting over some mental hurdles, seeing a blade club like that, but I really loved the way I was hitting it. I loved how I was hitting the ball and how they felt. And the big thing I talked about was I want to be able to swing hard at the ball again and be able to get the ball to, you know, not balloon up on me. And if I'm playing into the wind, I need that ball to be staying down and not get affected by the wind as much. So, you know, that second day at the Bluffs course, it was the perfect test because we had about 40-mile-an-hour wind, maybe 30 consistently. You know, the people in the pro shop said it's never that windy, you know, like it was. It was coming straight off the lake. So all the holes going straight at the lake, which is quite a few of them, were all dead into the wind. And, you know, going crosswind and downwind, it's still tough when there's that much wind. But the irons were awesome. I hit a lot of great shots. They held their line. I actually hit a lot of shots really, really close to the flag into the wind. And so they held up really, really well. And the wedges for me on the short game especially were really, really good. They did exactly what I was hoping they would do. Both phenomenal courses. I got to say that Bluffs course is spectacular, but that South course, I think it's a very, very fun golf course. One that I might want to play a lot if I, you know, needed to. So that would be one definitely on the list as well. So after that, what that made me start to look at is, all right, one of the other things I wanted to work on was putting. And so putting, I went to and actually got fit for a putter, which was another goal of mine. I was actually planning on some different brands and checking those out because I didn't even know Sub 70 made a putter, but I ended up getting a Sub 70 putter because they were able to build it how I wanted to. And again, the idea that if I didn't like it or I needed something changed, they were going to take care of that for me. That was pretty much the selling point for me. The putter, have only had it for a little bit, but what this gets me to do is now work on some drills, and I've only had the chance to hit it once, but it felt great. But this kind of leads me into the point that I want to make for the video, which is everybody asks me about, hey Scott, how do I get more consistent? How am I going to be a more consistent player? And the way you do that is you have to be consistent in what you're practicing. So like in our winter program that we're doing right now, we have a lot of drills that, you know, we have people that, hey, you're going to be working on this drill and it's going to take you, you know, over the course of several days, over a couple of weeks, that you need to be successful at this drill. And if you're not successful, then you need to keep going and keep going. So many times what I see is people are working on trying to build, let's say, a golf swing. They need to get to the next step, right? All right, I did this, now what's next? What's next? What's next? It's like, well, you know what you need to do is you need to build confidence in that routine and that drill that you're working on, and then move on to making sure it works under the right pressure so it can work on the course. You're not always jumping around from one thing to the next, because now you're not going to be good or great at what you're trying to do. You're just going to be kind of okay knowing you can do it sometimes. So with the putter and what I've seen with the irons, now that I have these elements of my game kind of where I want those as far as the clubs, now it comes down to me, and it comes down to being consistent in what we're doing. So for me, one of the big things with the putter was getting it more upright so my putter path would get a little bit better. And doing that, now I need to work with some feedback, which I'm using a start line gate and a putter path gate. And I'm going to be working on that over and over again. My goal is to do that every single day until, you know what, pretty much forever, because that's what it's going to take to be able to keep my game sharp and working on that. I'm not going to be changing all over the place. Same thing with my swing. I'm working on the same draw shot with the same data margins that we've done in previous videos, and I'm going to keep working on that. I feel like the swing is getting close, but the way I'm going to get there is by getting it dialed in. Now, if you have some technique things you got to do, yeah, maybe we have to build in, all right, this, then this, but again, using that with discretion is the key. That's what I think people need to do, as opposed to just, oh, what's next? I've mastered this in 1 hour of work. Now I got to do this. That's not exactly how this works. Your goal is to stay with it and see what you can do as far as upping the level of difficulty, upping the situations that you're in, and that's what's going to get you out into that golf course. So that's a big deal, and working on that technique that I wanted to work on to tighten up the irons and the swing with the driver as well, but also tightening up the putting as well as we go. The last thing is going to be that workout, and to be honest, this is going to be, I knew this would be the hardest part. Have started a workout program from a trainer in Scottsdale, which I like. It's only 2 days a week, which their workouts, they're not the easiest workouts. They're definitely some challenge and feeling it. And that's part of why you do the 2 days, because they want you to have the time to recover. One of the issues for me is I'm somebody that has to do something every day. If I'm not doing it every day or close to every day, it's too easy for me to have a day off and then it turns into 2 days off, then it turns into 3. It's better if I keep a rhythm and a routine going, at least starting out for something that I'm doing. So for me, doing the 2-day workouts has been, all right, now let's fill it in with some other activities. A lot of times it's actually just doing some motion swings and making sure I'm kind of focused on how the body's moving and trying to make that feel like a stretching almost, or a workout there. But I have seen some of the benefits. I was able to play our indoor round in the simulator and did notice my distances are getting back up. I was able to get a 5-iron out to about 195 on a really good swing, and 4-iron getting over 200 now, which I want to get a little bit more out of it and then maybe even go farther. But, so it's getting closer. We're working at it. It's just, again, it's going to be about the consistency of trying to stay with it. That's going to make the big difference. And that's the theme of what we're trying to talk about. What are you going to work on? You got to get that picked out, and then it's about consistency. I think there's so much put into, all right, build the next step, build the next step. When in reality, when we watch really good players, they work on the same thing over and over and over again for a really, really long time, and that's what they commit to being able to master it and take it out to the golf course. Again, if you have some major swing flaws or something that you got to work on and build out, okay, that's a little bit different. But if you're pretty close and you feel like, hey, I'm not that bad, I just want to kind of see my game start incrementally improving, then you got to think about it from that terms of, all right, what am I going to be working on this off season? Stick to it. Stay consistent with it, and that's what leads to consistency when you go out to play. So that's our update so far. I'll come back with another update in future episodes. I'm going to be talking about some of the drills I'm doing in future videos as well, so make sure you click that subscribe button, and showing you how I'm using the technology, the tools indoors, so don't miss out on those videos. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.